Hey guys, welcome back. Oh God, my allergies are still kicking my butt, guys, but thank you so much for all of your feedback and comments and, you know, critiques on my declutter series and palette collection video. It really means a lot, and thank you guys for checking on me. Guys, when I tell you, just to kind of give you some background, as far as when I say I have allergies really bad, when I was 15 or 16 and I was starting to sing competitively, I was having a lot of issue with allergies. And you know, in Texas, the cedar's really bad and that kind of thing. If you live down there, you know what I'm talking about. And my mom took me to get an allergy test. And for those of you who have never had an allergy test, it's where you go and they insert allergens via needle, like under your skin. You do like 20 on one arm and 10 on the other, or sometimes they'll do it in your back. And the nurse looked at me and she's like, you reacted at some, you know, to everything. So I'm allergic to cats, dogs, pollen, dust, you know, grass, like everything. So these allergies just will not go away. It's crazy. I've been waking up feeling like that gross, almost like hungover, like really just icky headache kind of, and I'm like, that's not fair because I haven't even been drinking. But so I was gonna do like some really fun tutorials this week. I'm still might be trying to do them, but as of right now I have not been able to film anything without my eyes crying, my makeup off my face. So I just did a really really easy eye look today and put some makeup on my face because I wanted to come on camera and talk to you about something that I saw go down yesterday. You guys, today's Sunday, so you guys know what I'm talking about. It's the whole Tati collaboration drama. And the reason why I want to talk about this does not necessarily have to do with who she did it with, although that kind of speaks to her character a little bit, but really with the way she reacted and why it is so just distasteful in the way that she reacted, and just share some thoughts on that with you, because it really bugged me. I've been subscribed to Tati for years. Like, she was one of the first subscriber like channels I ever subscribed to. I want to say she had about 100,000 subscribers when I first found her channel, and the way I found her was through Melissa Autry, and she had done a swap with Melissa Autry, and I mean, like, that's the first video I ever saw of hers. And then the second one was like talking about her favorite mascaras, and she was talking about the, you know, the Physicians Formula green mascara, so like way back in the day. So I've been following her for years, and I'm really happy for her success, and I know they just moved into a new home and this and that, and she's always seemed to be a very genuine person to me. She's always seemed to be very classy, with a lot of integrity, and somebody who just kind of, for the most part, remained above the drama. I know when you get kind of up on that upper echelon of subscriber base, you know, drama kind of finds you, but I feel like there's certain people that really just tend to avoid it, and I felt like she kind of just avoided it, you know, and which was another reason why I watched her. I don't always agree with her opinions on makeup, but I always felt like it was coming from a genuine place. So for me, I don't have to agree with what you say on a product. I just have to feel like you are giving me your honest and open and genuine opinion on a product, and you're not just saying you like something because, you know. So even if I don't agree with you, then that speaks volumes to me. And so everybody kind of knew this collaboration was coming and this and that, and I feel like it was a very calculated move on her part, because I feel like her subscriber base, you know, a big portion of it is very different from Jeffrey's subscriber base, in the way they communicate and express themselves, and the way that they handle discussion and disagreement within the comment section. And it's very apparent, and I just want to kind of talk about it because, you know, people are disappointed. They're genuinely disappointed, and I was reading through tons and tons of comments, and a lot of her subscribers who are Black women or Hispanic women, or, you know, just women of color, feel really betrayed because they feel like she is completely ignoring their opinions on the situation and excusing behavior that was not directed at her, which is very easy to do. It's very easy to say, well, somebody did that and it doesn't affect me, so I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, guys, sorry, I'm probably gonna swear in this video, I apologize. And I'm not monetizing this video, by the way. I'm not monetizing this video. The only thing I want to get out of this video is to open up a discourse on my points as far as collectivism, hive mentality, and just basic common respect. And, you know, so when it happened, there were just tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of comments saying, you know, I'm disappointed. I'm unsubscribing. This is so distasteful. I feel like you're not listening to us. And I feel like you're associating with somebody who conducts themselves in a very low class, trashy kind of way, even apart from his comments towards people of color, whether it be 10 years ago or 7 years ago. He still, in my opinion, has not addressed it in an appropriate way. He is somebody with millions of subscribers on YouTube, and what he said was multiple times what he has been guilty of saying, you know, not only in regards to racial slurs towards people of color, but telling people to go kill themselves and telling people to, you know, stop, mind their own business and go be a mother. And this, just all of this nasty vitriolic shit that comes out of this man's mouth. And this is somebody who lives on drama. I mean, like, he says that, oh, those drama channels are pathetic, but then he goes and he communicates with them and he starts drama. He inserts himself into drama, and he's the first one to point a finger and say, you're just starting drama because your channel's stale. But I mean, he is such a hypocrite, because he is like, I mean, like with the whole Tarte thing, I'm so sick of these makeup companies throwing shade at each other. Okay, well, what happened when the pastel goth palette came out? What did he do? Hashtag fail, hashtag mall brand. That's not throwing shade at Kat Von D. I mean, just so hypocritical. And it's consistent. It's a consistent pattern of behavior. So as far as I'm concerned, the fact that he hopped on Twitter and said, I'm sorry if my words offended anybody, having an apology for for an offense of that magnitude, multiple offenses of that magnitude, and apologizing on Twitter puts him on the cerebral, you know, chart right about with Donald Trump. I mean, when you think about it, I mean, Donald Trump, let's dictate policy via Twitter. Jeffree Star's like, I'm gonna apologize for being a racist asshole on Twitter, but not really. You know what I mean? So I think that demands more of respect. That issue demands more respect. The people that he has hurt demand more respect. I mean, he doesn't have to apologize to anybody. It's a free country. But he should not be surprised at the backlash he's getting. And Tati should not be surprised by the backlash she's getting. He should have gone on his channel and said, I was ignorant and stupid, or I was just hateful. I had hate in my heart. I'm changing. I'm trying to change. Although, like I said, actions speak louder than words. And I apologize. And really give it more respect, and give the people that are asking for a response more respect than something in 140 characters. Because that's just bullshit. Sorry about it. And again, that's my opinion. You might absolutely disagree with me. So as far as that goes, I mean, she knows all this. She is a smart woman. She is a self-made woman. She has been very successful through hard work, consistency, and building a relationship of integrity with her subscribers. And I kind of saw it coming, because you watch her Snapchat, because I do follow her on Snapchat, and she was like kind of prefacing and prepping the situation, saying, I have never been more excited about an upload. Why? Because she wanted to make you feel bad about going on and expressing your dissatisfaction. I mean, that's how I took it. I'm not saying that's fact. I can't tell you what's in a person's heart. I can only tell you that that's how it came across to me. It came across as very disingenuous and very much, I'm going to try and you know, just kind of intercept the negativity by telling people how much this collaboration means to me. Like, that's how I took it. And that's why I was like, oh God, this is not gonna go down well, period. And then it goes up and she's getting so much hate, and she's Snapchatting and she's saying, well, okay, let me take that back. And then the video goes live, and I have got to say, I saw maybe 2 or 3 comments that I would deem as rude. Some of them were harsh. Absolutely. But then again, I've talked about my opinions on putting yourself out there in social media, which is why I'm responding to this via, because I did comment on that video, and I'll let you know what I commented earlier, but or a little bit later. But that's why I'm responding, because I'm not going to be dictated, or I'm not going to be labeled a keyboard warrior. I want to come on here and put my opinions out there with the intent and the expectation to be, you know, criticized and maybe agreed with, and have an open discourse. And so when all of these comments expressing disappointment were coming on her channel, her husband got on and said, oh, well, Tottie's getting the shit kicked out of her. No, she wasn't. Nobody was calling her a stupid bitch. Nobody was calling her an idiot. Nobody was saying this. And again, if you go in and read the comments, they are very respectful, though very, very disappointed. And not once did somebody call somebody else a name. I never saw name calling. I never saw hate. I said, this is disappointing. As a woman of color, I'm disappointed. As a subscriber, I'm disappointed. I am disappointed that you are excusing his actions with a Bible verse. And as a born again Christian, guys, that I've got to say, that pisses me off. You cannot, you're right. You know, let he without sin throw the first stone, but you can still, as a logical thinking, rational person, show concern in somebody that you care about and who they're, and I think that's where it's coming from, her subscribers. Her subscribers, and I no longer count myself as one of them, not because of the collaboration. I could have gotten over that. You guys know my feelings about that. I don't think you're a horrible, awful person if you subscribe to Jeffree Star. You know what I mean? We can still be friends. You know, it's just not, he's not somebody I support. But the reason why I subscribed was her reaction to her subscribers. So they were coming on expressing negativity, expressing disappointment. And she's, instead of addressing it on Snapchat, she saying, go flood the comments with flower emojis, because she didn't want to see it. Because it didn't line up with exactly what she wanted to see in her comments. She was like, she wanted to ignore it. And she relegated all of these comments expressing genuine concern. And you can tell, I mean, like, and it's so sad, because when you see the responses from her subscribers, it speaks so highly of her career on YouTube and the relationship she has created and the type of people she attracts, because they were concise, they were passionate, they were respectful, despite being severely disappointed, and there was no name calling. I mean, it's just, and it's, so that speaks volumes to who she is as a person, or who she's been. And for her to completely relegate those comments and those concerns to hate and negativity just is a way for her to completely nullify any responsibility she has for her actions. And that's what pissed me off most. That's what irritated me the most, and that's why I hit that unsubscribe button, which is really sad, because I look forward to her videos. But and like I said, I could have gotten past the collaboration. What I cannot get past and do not find acceptable is her response to her subscribers. Because when she said, oh, but we need help, go flood the comments with flower emojis, that means I'm not even willing to deign to address your concerns, because I'm up here and you're down here. And if you don't align with me 100%, then it's negativity and it's hate. And that's what pissed me off more than anything else. And that's what her subscribers were trying to get across. And it all goes back, and I guess it's just the root. It's always something deeper, you know? And it goes back to this hive mentality, this collectivist mentality, where, and I've talked about this on my channel before, on the things we shouldn't talk about, where it's so permeated our society, our political, the way we interact with each other politically, socially, in regards to religion, and now it has fucking taken over YouTube and the beauty community, which is stupid. But it's, if you don't align with me 100%, or my favorite YouTuber 100%, then you're a stupid, classy, classless, trashy rat, whatever the case may be. And it's so terrifying that we are creating a generation, multiple generations of people that have absolutely no willingness to take a step back and think for themselves. It's like, okay, well, this doesn't fit in with my dogma of what my favorite subscriber says I should be fitting in with, so I'm just absolutely going to tear it apart and be mean, nasty, and rude, and not sit back and have any kind of rational thought process, or, you know, look at a situation in a thoughtful way. It's a knee-jerk, violent reaction, and it's so terrifying, because if people are going to get this heated over a fucking collaboration on YouTube, then what are they going to do when it comes to political discourse? And yes, it is okay to get passionate and to have very strong opinions, but you have to be able to look at other people and understand that they come from a different point of view, a different perspective, whether it's a lipstick or whether it's a political association. And I'm not talking about trying to reason with a neo-Nazi. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about is not seeing somebody as a Jeffree Star supporter and somebody as a Jackie Aina supporter. Because then you take away their humanity. You know, don't just see somebody as a liberal or somebody as a conservative, because you're taking away their humanity. You're taking away their personal thoughts, their personal actions, who they are, what they like, what their hobbies do, you know, are. How many kids do they have? Are they a dog person? Are they a cat person? Are they somebody who likes to laugh? Are they somebody who's thoughtful? You're stripping all of that away and you're putting them in a box, putting them in a category and taking away their humanity. And you know what that does? That takes away your humanity when you do that. And that gives just the power to these ignorant, selfish, power-hungry people that don't deserve it in the first place, whether it be a politician or a YouTuber with 3 million subscribers. You get what I mean? Like, do you see why this is just absolutely rubbing me the wrong way? And I saw so many comments coming from Jeffree Star's channel where they're like, wow, Tati's got nothing but love and support and openness on his channel, but you come over here and there's so much hate. First of all, it wasn't hate. Second of all, the reason why there's nothing but love and positivity and you know, just we love you so much on Jeffree Star's channel is because if you don't line up with his mentality, with his dogma, and fit into that, you know, we are Borg, resistance is futile bullshit, then he's gonna block you, tell you to kill yourself, and delete your comment. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. And that's why. And again, that speaks so highly to Tati's, the channel that she's built up, is that there was no name calling, there was no hate, there was, and I, you know, like I said, I didn't read every comment, so I'm sure there were some nasty people, because when you are bordering on 3 million subscribers, you're gonna have some assholes out there. And yes, some of the comments I'm sure were made out of jealousy or ignorance, but most of what I saw was out of pure concern, and people felt hurt. They were like, this was a calculated move, and you're willing to sacrifice long time, really loyal subscribers who have been with you for years and introduce yourself more firmly to Jeffree Star's audience. And they were like, I hope that 3 million mark was worth it. Because when it comes down to it, that's her integrity on the line. And that's how it looked. It looked very calculated, very cold, and then she came on and played the victim. She's not stupid. She knew exactly what she was doing. She knew the backlash she was going to get. Like I said, you could see her trying to cut it off with those Snapchats before the upload went up saying, oh, I'm so excited. I've never been more excited for this video. And I want to read you my comment and the comment I was responding to on her video. And the comment I was responding to, it was a girl in there. She said, I don't see any hate or negativity anywhere. It's constructive criticism and calling someone out for associating themselves with a problematic individual. Real fans don't just blindly follow role models. They look up to them, but also hold them accountable for their decisions. A fucking min. Tati is an amazing person who creates incredible content and also has always been very generous and sincere with her audience. She should listen to what a large portion of her viewers are saying to her about this collaboration instead of trying to mask it with flower emojis. And then people were saying, and people were liking that comment. I thought that was very well put, very sincere, and very much how I felt. And I said, I agree. I have loved Tati for years. I'm not disappointed by the collaboration so much as her relegating the constructive criticism to hate. The reason why there would be no negative comments on Jeffree's video is because he demands complete compliance or he blocks you. It should be noted that a big positive for Tati is that there is room for criticism here without fear of excommunication. That gives me hope that she will address these overall very genuine and heartfelt concerns. So I'll put a screenshot of that, the comment and my response up here, just, you know, because I don't want to be called a keyboard warrior saying, oh, it's so easy for you to sit behind a keyboard. So that's why I'm doing this. I'm putting myself out there and open for criticism. I'm not monetizing this video, I'm not disabling ratings, and I'm not disabling the comments. And I've got to say, I have had experience with a Jeffree Star subscriber before You know, and I just want to tell you my experience and kind of the mentality, this kind of hive mentality that goes on where you're living in an echo chamber and it's only positive, 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 because he deletes any and all negativity or criticism or constructive criticism. And it was on my second anti-haul video when I was talking about the black onyx highlighter, and I had a guy come on saying, you don't even know Jeffree, stop, blah, blah, blah. And I responded to him saying, you know, hey, this is, you know, I was trying to be very, very respectful of him. And I was like, you know, hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate you sharing your opinion. You know, I understand that this is your experience. I'm not devaluating that. I am just saying that this is my experience and it's also valid. And he deleted my comments on my video. Like, and because I just went back and checked, he left one on another comment where he had come back and commented again, but instead of just, you know, having a conversation with me, he just deleted my comments on his post. I didn't even know you could do that, but I know I sure as hell didn't delete them because I don't do that. I've talked to y'all about that before. I'm never going to delete comments. If they're mean and nasty and hateful, I'm just going to not even give them the time of day. But if they're disagreeing or critical of me, I'm going to try and engage in a way where I can learn something from the situation. Because sometimes people approach you in a way where it's like they're automatically on the defensive, you know, and I've had some people do that where they're automatically have their walls up because they're afraid that if they give me constructive criticism, I'm gonna come back and just bitch them the fuck out. And that's not how I operate. Guys, again, I have spent a good part of my life singing competitively, classical vocal performance, and part of that is you have to deal with constructive criticism. And when you're a singer, it's a little bit different because you can't set your instrument down and displace yourself from the criticism and walk away. You have to carry it with you. And to some extent, if you have ever been a singer, and you know, I'm sure it's the same if you're a dancer or anything where it's your body that is the instrument. It's not a physical object. I'm not devaluing that by any means, because any talent like that is amazing. But what I'm saying is when it's a talent or a skill that involves your body as the instrument, it becomes, when you receive criticism, it's very hard to look at it in an analytical and rational way and not see it as a personal attack or feel like you are deficient as a person. And I understand that. And that was a very, very hard lesson for me to learn. I have walked out of master classes with people who have made their careers singing at the Metropolitan Opera, at San Francisco Opera, at La Scala in Milan. I have sung for some very, very well-known, important people in the opera world in master classes in college, and I have had to take the criticism and hold it in, and I've had to walk out and cry and get it out of the way and then put myself together and come back in and learn from it. And that's what you do. I feel like so many of these gurus, it's like, I hate that word. So many of these influencers, they reach a certain level and any kind of negativity or concern or mass expression of concern from a portion of their following is automatically deemed as hate because it's like all of a sudden their shit doesn't stink. You know what I mean? And there's so many people that I started out watching that are the reason why I got into YouTube, because they were so positive and they cared so much about their subscriber base and about being honest and open. And all of a sudden it's just like, they're haters. They're haters. You're not going to rain on my parade. I'm not even going to listen to you. I am absolutely nullifying any validity your argument might have, because I'm not taking responsibility and I'm not stepping back and taking a thoughtful look at my actions to see why so many people are doing this. Why am I getting this response from so many people? And yes, when you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 million subscribers, I mean, obviously there's a lot of assholes in this world, and there's a good chance, you know, a portion of your subscriber base is going to fall in that category, and they're going to be mean, hateful, and jealous and say shit just to get a rise out of you or a reaction, because they're horrible, miserable human beings and they want to bring everybody down to their level. But I've seen more and more where many of these influencers are completely relegating the honest, you know, constructive criticism of their subscriber base. And that's the thing, you know, if you are not evolving, which you can't do when you live in an echo chamber, when everybody's telling you you're great, you're wonderful, yes bitch, slay queen, whatever the fuck it is, if that's all you're getting, then you know what? You're staying right here, because if there's no there should always always be something that you find, and I'm not saying you have to beat yourself up, but that you're like, oh, I could do that better, or maybe I could do this better, or maybe I could present this in this way, or maybe I could communicate this thought in a more articulate way, or in a way that maybe helps people understand the situation. There's always something that you could be doing better. And you know what? Eventually this turns into this, and that's just reality. That's just life. And I think some of these people, it's like you get wrapped up, and it's easy to get wrapped up in the Lamborghinis and the jets and the Chanel bags and the closets full of shoes. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that, guys. I just did a collection where I showed you I have freaking 2 years worth of palettes. You know what I mean? That collection video was 1,000,000 years long. But I also try and understand that that's not everybody's perspective, and that's not the only important thing in my life. I try and have something else in my head and something else in my heart than these physical, material things around me. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I pop off sometimes too. And here's an example. I was at the store yesterday. I was having a terrible day. I am at a stop sign and I take a right turn, and this lady coming here doesn't have a stop sign, honked at me, and I was like, I had plenty of time to stop and turn. And she, you know, that just irritated me. And then when I went into the store, she was like, you need to be more careful, blah, blah, blah. And I popped off on this lady. I don't know this lady. I was like, I don't need you to tell me how to drive, and you had plenty of time, thank you. And I walked away, and I was like, I was sitting there and I was like picking up my apples and my bananas. I was like, God, that was a fucking bitch move, Heather. I don't care how she approached you. I don't care how how it doesn't matter how I perceived it, because I don't have control over what other people say or do. What I have control over is how I respond. So I felt like such an asshole that I actually walked around the store trying to find her so I could say, hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you felt that I did not give you enough room. I will try and be mindful of that in the future. And I will, my name's Heather. I hope you have a good day. I'm sorry for being pretty much a rude bitch. Because that's what I was. And I felt so icky after that. And it's okay to be defensive. I mean, you're a human being, guys. It's gonna happen. You just have to not let it happen all the time. You know what I mean? You have to take a step back and be a little self-aware and analyze. And I am not perfect. You know what I mean? I have those knee-jerk reactions too. Obviously, that's a story. I mean, I felt terrible. She probably thought I was like trying to find her and be rude again, so she was probably avoiding me. But I mean, it's just an example to show you that. I mean, I don't think I'm perfect. I know I'm not perfect, but we have to evaluate how we react to situations, because if we can't take constructive criticism, if we can't take critique, then you're just gonna end up failing. You're gonna end up declining and failing, because if you're not evolving and getting better, then you're stagnating. And I think that's what it comes down to. It's like we have put these people on a pedestal. I don't care if it's a politician or a celebrity or a beauty guru, where they can do no wrong, and they start believing it, and then you wonder why they're so freaking out of touch with everything. You know what I mean? And it's just a deeper systemic problem of collectivism and hero worship instead of rational thought and taking each individual situation for what it is. And it's frustrating to me. I am so sorry that I've gone on this rant, but again, if I had the balls to leave a comment, I should have the balls to put up a video expressing why I feel this way about the situation. And again, this is not, meant to be directed at Tati. I wish her nothing but the best, but this just kind of triggered something in me that is responding to a deeper systemic problem. It's indicative of what is going on in our society. And especially for me, for somebody who, I have friends of all different political, sexual, religious, economic backgrounds. And I always try and find common ground. Always. In any kind of situation. And we get passionate and we yell at each other, but I always try to find some kind of common ground. Sometimes it takes a little while. But, I mean, guys, we just have to stop this any criticism is negativity. If you don't line up with my dogma, then you're an evil person. It makes my face hurt. And I guess that whole video, that whole situation just triggered it. And I guess it's because it's somebody I looked up to, and it's somebody that I have always felt has a lot of integrity and a lot of class, but now it seems like she's sacrificing that so she can have jets and be a part of the cool clique. You know what I mean? And it's just, it's like, God, where does it stop? You know what I mean? And it's just, like I said, this is not all about Tati. It's just about the general vibe. And the reason why I love YouTube so much and makeup so much is because it doesn't matter where you come from, what your gender is, what your age is, what your skin tone is. You know, if we can all come together over lipstick, that is positive to me, especially in the world we live in right now. That is a positive, that is a beautiful, amazing thing, because even if it's common ground is if one lipstick, you know what, that's a start and I'm going to take it. And that's how I see makeup. And that's why I always try, that is my promise, I will always try to approach any kind of criticism or critique or disagreement with the desire to understand. I'm not, you know, speak to be understood and listen to understand. Don't just shout at people, you know, don't just call people names. And it just makes me so sad that this community that's so positive is just being infiltrated by this horrible, horrible systemic problem that we have in society, which is collectivism and hive mentality. It just makes me sad. Makes me sad. My sister's calling me. So guys, I am so sorry. I just went on a really long rant. I'm going to try and cut it down and try and be more succinct. But but I want to end this video on a positive note by telling you some channels that I absolutely love, that I think don't have nearly enough subscribers, as well as some new channels from women of color that I've just really been enjoying, because I'm trying to widen my horizons in that regard. So Cora at vintageortacky, I freaking love that girl. She's a working makeup artist. She's phenomenal. She does a bunch of body positive videos. Completely trust her opinion. Emily Noel, I have never seen a more genuine, sweet, honest person. I mean, not only on YouTube, but she's just has a genuine love of makeup and a genuine desire to share it with people and give you the absolute best and greatest amount of knowledge that you can have. Thatgirlshaexo, I love that girl. She's so sweet. She's so positive. She's a very genuine person. She always, even in her reviews, she tries to always find something positive in her reviews, which I appreciate, because it's just, you can tell it's just in her to not be negative, not be a negative person. Tarababyz, I love Tarababyz. She knows so much about so many products because she tries so much stuff, and I think her opinions and are very genuine and very honest and very on point. I trust her implicitly. Plus, she's so humble. Xsparkage. That girl is amazing. She does amazing tutorials, so much fun. She has, again, a genuine love of makeup, a genuine love of color that really speaks to me. And again, very humble and very she doesn't take herself too serious. And then some channels that I've really been getting into lately, because I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to expand my horizons. And, we tend to watch channels that, I watch a lot of fair-skinned girls. Because I'm fair-skinned, that's just how it happens. It's not because I'm not interested in people who are tan or Asian or black. It's just you tend to gravitate because you find something in common with them in regards to makeup application and the products that'll work. You know what I mean? Not in common. I'm not talking about the, oh, we're white, so we're in common. But you guys know what I mean. But I've been trying to explore my options a little bit, and I want to list some channels. Kealsee, I love, she has got the most beautiful bone structure ever. She does a lot of reviews, a lot of demos, and I just think she's always so positive and such a beautiful, she's just a beautiful person. Kealsee Briana Jai, I just found her. I talked about her recently. Again, working makeup artist, stunningly beautiful, crazy talented. I really, really feel like she has an honest, genuine vibe. Definitely go check her out. And then somebody I found yesterday, just kind of in terms of this whole situation, but I found her to be very concise, very, unlike myself, very eloquent, very educated and rational in her analysis of the situation. And her name is TifJeff069, TIFJEF069. And I'm going to link all of these channels down below, guys. But, again, I wanted to end on a positive note. And again, leave me comments down below. I'm not putting this video up to make money because, like I said, I'm not monetizing it. I want to get your opinions on the situation. I want to open up a discussion and talk about this and make, you know, kind of get to the heart of the situation. We as a society tend to like put band-aids and quick fixes on things instead of getting to the root of the issue and really kind of, you know, fixing it at its source. And I feel like that kind of collective mentality is what is leading to situations like what happened yesterday. And that's what's frustrating to me. But yeah, guys, I'm sorry this video is so long. It just really bothered me on a, you know, because when you invest hours and days into somebody, you know, you feel a connection. And you know, I'm not trying to be butthurt. I'm just saying I just feel like this is rooting back to a deeper issue. And, you know, I feel like if I'm going to criticize somebody, I have a platform. I feel like it would be hypocritical of me to not come on here and voice my opinion and leave myself open for criticism. So again, I'm not going to delete comments. I'm going to try and approach any questions, any comments, any concerns you have in a way that shows you that I'm trying to understand your point of view. So just keep that in mind, you know, hopefully keep it respectful. People are going to be assholes. They're going to be assholes. Just don't engage with them. That's the best way to deal with it. But guys, I was also going to do an anti-haul this week. I don't know if you want to see that video this week. I'm probably going to film it, but let me know in the comments if you want to see that this week. If you do, I'll post it. If not, we'll save it and give ourselves time to. Guys, I'm sorry. I get opinions about nothing, guys. But thanks so much for hanging out, for talking about something other than makeup with me, something that is very, you know, a concern that is very near to me. I just feel like it is something that we should all be concerned with. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Have a rockin' week. Thank you so much. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.